Hi, welcome back to Ignite Success, where we talk with some of the most interesting people doing the most interesting thing in the Jacksonville area. And I have three really interesting guests, diverse in what they're doing, but I want you to meet each and every one of them, and they're going to explain what they're doing and what they're doing to help the community. So my first guest is Rae Walaska, like Alaska, but with a W.
Yes.
And you have Murder and Mayhem.
Yes. So Murder and Mayhem, we do true crime tours, ghost hunts, ghost events, murder mystery parties, and then we also do some team building and family events with the Mayhem Mania games, which is like a game show style event.
So much fun.
Yes.
So much fun. So we were talking, and you do this all downtown Jacksonville.
Yeah, so I do the true crime tours in downtown Jacksonville on Friday and Saturday evenings, and then we do the ghost hunts currently one time a month at Sweet Pete's. And so if you're interested in looking into any of our events, you can check out murderandmayhem.com. So murder, the letter N in the middle, mayhem.com. And just really excited to be able to show people that there's fun things to do here in Jacksonville, and also share the rich history that we have in the community without necessarily having to go to the bars or head to St. Augustine.
Yeah, Jacksonville's got some stuff going on, right? Yeah, and we were talking a really interesting statistic that Jacksonville is the murder capital of Florida.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
No, I don't know that we'd be bragging about that, though.
Yeah. Well, it's just letting people know you have a lot to work with.
Yes, I do have a lot to work with.
Yeah, but it's the truth. It's a fact, you know. So yeah, that sounds like fun. And murdermayhem.com. That's how they find. They want to book something. And how much fun is that?
Yes.
Yeah. And my next guest is Felicia Wright of Mygani.
Mygani, yes.
Mygani.
Yes.
And so tell us about Mygani.
So Mygani is a lifestyle accessory brand for women and girls of color. My background is in graphic design, so all of the products that we have handbags, tote bags, mugs, blankets, things of that nature. All of the designs on our products, I actually designed all of them.
Wow.
Yes.
So 2 quick questions.
Yes.
How'd you get Mygani?
Mygani actually is an acronym. It stands for My God and I is what it means. And so with the business, my husband actually came up with that name. But with the business, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do initially, but I knew that I always wanted to, have integrity, do something that was good. For the designs, I didn't just want to design images that were pretty, but I wanted them to mean something and be able to empower people that look like me and my daughter.
Oh,
yes.
So that was my next question. What got you into this?
Yes. So that, I was that little girl growing up, insecure about how I looked or how other people saw me. And so I wanted to do something. I would say I'm an introvert. So I was able to use my creativity and my art to, empower others through those images. So when someone sees the images, they can see themselves in a positive light.
So how does your daughter roll in with all of this?
My daughter, she's now 11. She's in middle school. We were talking about it earlier. She started her first day of middle school on Monday. So with her, I didn't want her to ever feel that way like I did growing up. And when you go through things when you're little, it goes, it still stays with you, when you're an adult. And even me being not just a mom, but a mentor and an educator as well. I wanted to, do something that would help her to understand that she should be confident within herself, regardless of her skin color or her hair texture. One of the designs actually is called Savannah Reads, and I designed that after my daughter. My daughter's name is Savannah. She's always loved to read books. So one of the images in our collection is called Savannah Reads.
Oh, I love that. I love that. How can they find you?
Yes, and you can find me at mygani.com, and it's mygani.com.
Awesomely cool. Yeah. Well, good for you. I like that. Very creative. Very creative. And last but not least is Jeanette Yates of the Self Caregiver LLC.
That's right.
So tell us about that, Jeanette.
So at the Self Caregiver, I help overwhelmed caregivers create customizable and sustainable self-care practices that make them feel good, not guilty. So I just work with caregivers individually because every caregiving situation is different. We've all come to it in a different way, and our capacity for integrating self-care is different. And so when you work with me, I help you create something customizable that actually you have time to do.
Yeah, and that is, caring for a loved one. It's something that it's most times you just don't expect to find yourself in that situation.
Right.
And so you walk into it unprepared.
Yes. And I think a lot of times caregiving happens gradually. Sometimes it happens with a diagnosis. We were talking about that earlier, but oftentimes it happens gradually as your loved one's age or something like that. And so you don't put things in place as you're going, and then you realize everything is taking over. Rosalind, you talked about like caregiving, everybody's going to have to deal with this. Rosalind Carter actually is quoted as saying, there are 4 kinds of people in the world: those who are caregivers, those that will be caregivers, those that are caregivers, will be caregivers, have been a caregiver, and will need caregiving. So caregiving is going to happen to us all. And so learning how to create sustainable practices integrated into your busy life is so crucial for caregivers.
There you go. I've been in that position before, so I know that your service is so desperately needed.
Yeah.
So good for you.
Yeah,
Good
and
for
people
you.
can go to theselfcaregiver.com, and there's a workbook I have on boundaries, because let's face it, the biggest barrier to self-care for caregivers is not having that time, and so creating boundaries. So there's a boundary workbook they can download. I also have a free community where I do audio trainings every week, so that you can listen to some self-care training while you're doing all your caregiving things.
Great.
And so you can join that, and of course my newsletter, the Self-Care Curator. So those are all available there on theselfcaregiver.com.
Thank you so much for doing that for the community. Thank you. And that's going to be it, ladies. I would love to talk to you more, but if you want to learn more about these wonderful ladies and what they're doing, you can go to their websites, or you can go to iwantabuzz.com. And that's it for this segment, and I'll catch you in the next one. With Storehouse Media Group, we are an award-winning publisher, and we are Everything Books. We take an author who wants to write a book, whether it's with a concept, and we help flesh it out and develop it, or we will write the book for them, or we edit the book, or we publish the book, and we can market it to bestseller. All of the above. Everything Books. That's what Storehouse Media Group is.